Facebook, what's going on? Man, I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. Should I burn all my Jordan and Nike gear, man, and protest of what Nike's doing with the ad with Kaepernick, like everybody else doing right now? What should I do, guys? I don't know. I'm in a dilemma. Should I burn my stuff, or should I keep everything? Let me just show you guys why I'm in a dilemma. Check it out, guys. Look at the heat I got here. I got some heat. This is all Nike and Jordan, man. This is my collection. This is my I love this. This is what I like doing, man. Look at the heat. Man, should I burn this because of what Nike's doing? That's a lot of lighter fluid, a lot of shoes. Man, let me just show y'all what I'm talking about. Look at this, man. Look at this. The Levi's joints, man. The Levi's joints. Jordan, I got some heat, man. Look at this, man. The Raptors joints I just picked up. God. Just got these. Just got these joints, man. Should I burn these? Y'all already know. Look at this. The off-white joints, man. These here running about $500-$600 right now. Should I burn all my heat? I don't know, man. What y'all say? I see some people on. What y'all think? Do I need to look at the Air Max joints? Look at these. Look at these. The Air Max joints. The animal print on them. Whoo! I remember when I got those. What y'all think, man? Let me tell you. Hell no. I'm not stupid. And I'm not burning anything. Let me explain something to you. I normally don't do the political stuff. I normally don't get on and talk about politics or talk about anything like this. But guys, I had to address this. You got a man who protested on this platform, and there was complete and utter chaos for the outrage of what he did. Protested in something he believed in. He's not the first athlete to ever protest in his belief for something. He's not the first athlete to ever take a stand using his platform for something he believed in. A lot of people don't even know the full reason as to why he chose to do what he did. A lot of people don't want to know why he chose to do what he did. That's the sad part. Is because he did something that they didn't like and they didn't agree with, and now this is what the outcome is. He did something that he believed in. He did something that a lot of people believed in, but he had the balls to be the one to protest and stand up for what he believed in without worrying about the consequences of his actions. We don't have any people nowadays that are willing to do that and risk their jobs, their livelihoods, thinking about their families. We don't have people that are out there that are willing to do that. So first, let me say I applaud Colin Kaepernick for doing what he did. Second, going back to the reason why he did it, he protested against injustice, against the police and all the things that they were doing and all the cases that were coming up. He protested and used his platform to do that. Second reason why he protested the Star Spangled Banner is because of a part of the Star Spangled Banner that a lot of people don't even see, don't know exists, because when we're looking at the Star Spangled Banner, there's 4 verses, but there's only 2 that we actually know of and was taught in school coming up. The other 2, we didn't even learn those. Some of you may know who wrote the Star Spangled Banner, and I'm about to give you a little history if you don't know. Francis Scott Key is the man who actually wrote the Star Spangled Banner during the War of 1812. Okay? When he wrote the Star Spangled Banner, he owned slaves himself. He was he was against the ending of slavery. Okay? He was anti-abolitionist. He was against the ending of slavery. He wanted to keep slavery going. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner during that time. There were lots of free and unfree slaves that were actually escaping over to the British forces and wanting to be taken away from the U.S. Because of not being able to be free. And Francis Scott Key saw this, and this was, one of the reasons he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. Not the only reason, but one of the reasons. But a lot of people don't know about that 3rd verse. And I'm going to show you this 3rd verse right now. Okay? Look at this 3rd verse. I don't know if you guys can see it clearly. I hope so, because it's kind of not focusing. I'll read it anyway, just in case you can't see it. We're looking right here at the 3rd verse of the Star Spangled Banner. And where is that band who so valiantly swore that the havoc of war and the battle's confusion, a home and a country should leave us no more? Their blood has washed out their foul footsteps' pollution. No refuge, now pay attention to this part right here. No refuge could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave or the land of the free and the home of the brave. Now, if you don't know what that translates to, let me tell you what that translates to. Basically, he's saying that any of the slaves that were trying to flee from the U.S. to the British forces, death to those slaves. Death to those free slaves. Okay? In 1814, when the U.S. signed a peace treaty with the British, they wanted the British to release those slaves that escaped back to the U.S. Of course, they refused. Okay? They refused to do it. They refused to actually release the slaves. Those slaves, some of them moved to Canada, some moved to Trinidad, some moved to different places, some stayed in the British, in England. So it just depends. But the point is, guys, so many people are complaining about Kaepernick. So many people are complaining about what he's done and what he's doing. So many people are talking about how wrong he is. But they don't know the reasons why he did it. I can understand why he feels exactly the way he feels. Because if you are in a situation where you're asking to stand and pledge allegiance to a country that actually had a history of slavery, a pledge of allegiance that was written by a man who was a slave owner, a pledge of allegiance who was also written by a man who was against ending slavery and wanted the slave trade to continue. See, you have to be in that position to understand. And it really irks me when you hear, it happened, let it go. It happened, let it go. That was over 400 years ago. Let it go. Let me ask you something. Do you ever hear anyone telling our Jewish brothers and sisters to let go what happened with the Holocaust? Do you ever hear America saying, all right, it happened. It wasn't even in this country. Let it go? No, you don't. You don't hear that ever being said. So why is it that we should let it go when it hasn't let us go? See, you have to be, again, in the position to understand. And the part that's so sad to me is, you know, I see my, and it's not just my Caucasian brothers and sisters. I see my Hispanic brothers and sisters that are going through things right now in this country that are doing the same thing, that are burning their stuff. And they're going through things right now. Not everybody, but some of them are going through things right now in this country. Families being separated, kids being put into cages. It just blows me away. And yet you have a band who protests against injustice, and he's viewed as a negative person. But yet this is the same man who, after being kicked out of the football league from his job for protesting something he believed in, donated over $1 million of his money and continued to continue his charities and his charitable contributions, where he donated over $1 million of his own money. So he's not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk. But you don't hear about that. You don't hear about all this stuff that's going on that he did and that he's still continuing to do today, even though he's no longer in the league. You don't hear about that stuff. You don't hear about all of the positive things that he's doing. You don't hear about that. So for all you people that are burning your Nike products because you don't agree with Nike making the decision that they made to put him in an ad, you got to think about this. Nike's not stupid. And I hope that they're doing this for the right reason. And I think Nike made the decision to do this because they know that at the end of the day, everything that he's done, Colin Kaepernick has done, is going to be looked upon as more favorable than not. So they made a decision to do this because they want to be on the right side. This is just my opinion. They want to be on the right side of what goes on when this all blows over, if it ever does. So for those of you that have always protested against Colin Kaepernick for what he did, learn your history. For those of you that are upset with what he did, learn your history. We have a president today that is actually talking bad, not only about individuals, but whole countries. And he's gone unchecked by people. And this is a president who has a much bigger platform than Colin Kaepernick. But yet this president is getting support from many people that support him in the things that he's doing, even though he has been proving and showing all the negative things that he's done since he's been in this presidency and continues to do so. But yet there's so many people that are still supporting of this president. Kaepernick, again, is not the first person in sports to protest. Muhammad Ali against the war. Jesse Owens in Germany. All the other athletes that had to fight and struggle to get in and get equal treatment. So let's look at the history. Learn your history and know your history and know what the hell you're talking about and know everything and stop being a sheep. Do your own research. Think for yourself. So for those of you that are burning just because of what you think you know, do your research. Learn what's going on your own and stop just listening to people and listening to what people tell you without you really knowing exactly what's happening. That's the problem. So many people are willing to let someone else do their thinking for them that they don't want to take the time to research and think and look into things for themselves. And then you run away with something and just take it and go crazy with it based on what you think is a fact. So, for the idiots that are burning clothes, shoes, socks, whatever other products you're burning, what could you be doing with that stuff if you don't want it anymore besides burning it? How about give it to people that need it? There's lots of homeless people that would love to have the stuff that you're burning. But you think it's better to burn it than to give it to somebody that needs it just because you don't want it anymore. Dumb. So, to those of you that are burning, burn away, baby. But again, know what you're talking about. Know your history. Know what you are protesting against. Know it all before you just decide to jump on the bandwagon and do something. Know it all before you decide to just listen to someone and what they say. Don't let people's opinion be your opinion. Do your own due diligence. Do your own due diligence. There's too many people out here that want this world to be a better place. But because of stuff that Colin is going through, they're scared to speak up. They're scared to say what they think. They're scared to say what they feel because of the repercussions of what may happen. But this man, I applaud him. I applaud Nike. I applaud them both for what they're doing. I applaud them for the decision that they made. Whether Nike's made the decision because of a monetary situation, I applaud them for still taking that chance. My hats off is going to always go to Colin for doing what he's done and continues to do. So, am I going to burn my wonderful collection? Hell no. Not only will I not burn it, but I will continue to support Nike. I will continue to do exactly what I have been doing. And I will continue to support those that are all about being right. So, I'd like to thank you guys for getting on. If you feel the same way, don't be scared to let it be known, guys. And the crazy part is, I'm going to lose some friends over this possibly. I'm going to have some people that are going to say their own thing and complain or comment negatively to what I'm saying right now. Oh well, so be it. So be it. And if that is something that I say offended you, then you weren't a friend of mine to begin with. So, till next time, guys. Peace. Love you all. Be good to each other.